What does it mean when one asks, what is the philosophy of a government? Take a listen to this clip from the town hall meeting held for the opening of the refurbished Kensington Oval. Tell me you are not impressed.
The Light Towers, right? That was probably the single biggest spend on any individual item as part of this upgrade. And there's a few tidbits. The guys that were doing the light integration, and maybe say light integration, you can see what I mean, when we get a little dark and we turn on the lights and, maybe do a little dancing and thing. The guys were here up to last night. And they said, and we did some light tests, they said this is the most lux that they have ever tested in the world. And they did 7 of the last 8 Super Bowl games. And this stadium has higher lux levels than any of those fields that they did. They said we have 468 LED lights here. Also, they put up lights at NFL stadiums, Major League Baseball stadiums, and some of the biggest stadiums in the world. This is the second most lights in the world that they've put up, 468 lights. Only one other state in the world they said had more. That was in Anaheim.
Well, if you're not impressed yet, take a peek at this one. It is the spanking new National Heroes Square monument in the capital of Barbados, Bridgetown. This monument, which replaced Lord Nelson, costs the taxpayers $3 million. Under an IMF austerity program, this is necessary spending to aid the populace and boost the economy, don't you think?
Have you ever heard the term mill and pave? Well, the government of Barbados spent $30 million in just over 1 month to pave the streets surrounding Kensington Oval for the T20 Cricket World Cup. Well, they didn't say that, but it is evident to those of us on the ground here in Barbados. Then again, it is not what you say, but rather what shows, that bears out a philosophy. A philosophy runs deep on the inside and oftentimes spills out either for good or for bad.
Sorry to have you all over the place, but by the way, did we tell you that the cost to refurbish Kensington Oval for the T20 Cricket World Cup was a whopping $25 million US? Oops. Sorry. Take note that New York built a brand new cricket stadium seating 34,000 versus Kensington's refurbishment seating 20,000 for just $30 million US. Different economies? Maybe.
Hi, it's me again. If you're not yet impressed, here's another one for you. They spent another $5 million on Oistins Bay Gardens, a popular seaside open dining spot for tourists and locals alike, in time for the T20. Think about that. $5 million, not $500,000.
So millions are being spent on structures, but how does this money aid the man in the street? Maybe here's how. The HOPE project, which government claimed was to assist needy Barbadians with housing, was designated $60 million. The leader and sole member of the parliamentary opposition had this to say about the HOPE project in the Beijing Beacon online publication of March 21, 2024.
Thorne described HOPE, incorporated in 2020, as a private sector enterprise masquerading with a public status and to which 478.2 acres of land and $60 million of the Housing Credit Fund were given and only 131 houses constructed. Precious Barbadian soil where the blood of slaves irrigated trees and bear sweet fruit, and along comes a private company masquerading with a public status in the parliament of this country, and hands to the private company 478.2 acres, and the people in this country should be pleased, and the National Housing Corporation, NHC, should be pleased, he stated. It is what the people need to understand, what is happening with their birthright, he said. At Lancaster, he said, the land was valued at $18 a square foot and HOPE got it for $2.15 per square foot. What is really happening in Barbados? Why are we being treated by this government as though we have no worth? People are afraid this government has trammeled their rights.
But let's visit now with Kimar and see what is actually happening to the $60 million.
Good day, Kimar Stewart here. I am standing by Poland in St. John. This is where the state or the government had a project called the Hope Project, where they are saying to Barbadians that they can buy houses for $250,000 per house. Now, I took a tour of this estate here at Poland, and the state has abandoned this project. Just look at the bush surrounding this sign already, and if you take a walk on the inside, you will definitely see that this project has been abandoned by the state and is yet another project that has been wasted, financial and economic progress wasted by the government in not facilitating this project at Poland.
Let's take that walk through with Kimar. As we view what has actually happened, take a listen to the expectations of teachers and nurses who should have been homeowners.
The teachers generally have been very excited by what they've heard. This gives them an opportunity, many of them, to own a home that they would not have had before. The houses are well designed, many windows, very cool.
For nurses to have an opportunity to own a part of the rock and also own a home after working so hard, and then you come home from work, you have a place that you can relax and call your own.
Well, if that dashing of hope is not enough, let us take a look at a wider cross-section of the working class in Barbados. We're hoping that by now, this unraveling of a philosophy is going somewhere. Are you with us still? What is the government doing with the National Insurance Scheme programs, popularly known as NIS pensions, and NIS contributions? According to Loop News of July 28, 2023, Member of Parliament, Colin Jordan announced government will increase the pension age to 68 in a couple of years. Jordan also disclosed the number of contributions required for persons to be eligible for pension will increase from 500 weeks to 750 weeks. No warning, no dialogue with citizens, no town hall meeting, nothing, just like that. Barbadians had become accustomed to a retirement age of 65 for many, many years. Noted trade unionist and workers' rights activist Caswell Franklin was not pleased and sought to educate the Barbadian public about the underhandedness of the government with the NIS on the Marsha Weeks show.
These people know better. And I suspected, and I said that the $1.3 billion would have been the cause. I did not have any documented proof, only common sense. Because if you take $1.3 billion out of a fund that has about $4 billion in it, $4 or $5 billion in it, it has to impact on that fund. But thankfully, someone sent me the actual report from the National Insurance Actuary for 2019, and in the executive summary, the first thing the actuary said was that 1.3 billion that went in the write-off was responsible, and it can have effects on the payouts from the system and the contribution level and all kind of stuff. They knew that.
But there is a philosophy at work here, somewhere. Are you seeing it?
Here in Bridgetown at the Treasury Building, there's a community of homeless people that have been taking care of each other for the last few years. Their only hope is that someone offers them assistance so that they can create a better life for themselves.
I just want a better life for all the we are here.
Okay, we feel your pain. But pause and listen to the Prime Minister.
We see that building as integral to the process of young people being able to live in town again, not necessarily being persons who might only be attracted to the higher price product that will come on what will come to be regarded as a new platinum mile, that of from Pierhead to Hilton, that of the Carlisle Bay, which represents perhaps one of the most magnificent beaches to be found anywhere in the world, and certainly in the Eastern and Southern Caribbean.
Are they both speaking about the same Bridgetown? Is there any millions set aside for these homeless Barbadians?
To help you see the picture we're painting a little better, take note. In the Bahamas during the COVID pandemic, Bahamians who were quarantined because of the virus were allowed to vote in their elections. However, in Barbados, similar voters who were quarantined were not allowed to vote in their 2022 elections. Ask yourself, why not, since it was doable? So what is the philosophy of a government? What is the philosophy of this Barbados Labour Party? We hope we have shown enough for you to make an informed decision regarding where you fit within their schemes of things.
Thanks for watching, stay safe, but be prepared to stand and be a strict guardian of this rock, on which your ancestors suffered, leaving you a legacy on which to build. Bye bye.
Bye.